Hello everybody, my name is Ragat. Welcome back my channel Health Fitness 1047. Here is the official news. Follow me.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we have some truly shocking news, a historic event not only in the intelligence world but also a milestone for women in leadership roles. Together we will explore, analyze and comment extensively on the appointment of Blaise Metreweli as the first woman to head Britain's foreign intelligence agency, MI6. This is not just an announcement but a fascinating story, with surprising details and insights into the mysterious world of intelligence. Join me as I delve into the nooks and crannies of the information we have from reputable news sources such as The Guardian and Sky News. 1. Historic announcement. Blaise Metreweli, first female director of MI6. Dear friends, the news has been officially announced by Keir Starmer, the British Prime Minister, that Blaise Metreweli will be the first woman to head MI6, the UK's foreign intelligence service. This is truly a historic step, and we must put it into the important context of our times. Think about it. MI6 was founded in 1909. Since then, in more than a century of existence, no woman has held this top position. This is not just an appointment, but a breaking of barriers. A testament to progress and change in a traditionally secretive field. Metreweli will take over from Sir Richard Moore this autumn, becoming the agency's 18th head, which is truly a milestone. This announcement is not just about personnel changes. As Prime Minister Starmer has highlighted, Blaise Metreweli's historic appointment comes at a time when the work of our intelligence agencies has never been more important. The UK is facing threats on an unprecedented scale. From aggressors sending spy ships into our waters to sophisticated cyber attacks aimed at disrupting our public services. This suggests that Metreweli's selection is not just symbolic, but also based on her competence and suitability to the current challenges. 2. Blaise Metreweli, a portrait of a female intelligence officer of the world-class SOE. Who is Blaise Metreweli and why is she being given such a big role? Let's dig into her profile, because the details are really fascinating and show that she is an excellent choice for the position. 2.1. A lifetime career in intelligence. First and foremost, Blaise Metreweli, 47, is a career intelligence officer. She joined MI6 in 1999, and notably, she has spent her entire career as an intelligence officer. This is in stark contrast to her predecessor, Sir Richard Moore, who was a diplomat and ambassador to Turkey. This distinction suggests that Metreweli has a practical background, steeped in the culture and internal workings of MI6 and MI5, which could bring a more seamless and deeper understanding of the agency she will lead. 2.2. Diverse experience at MI6 and Michigan 5. Metreweli has not stopped at just one position. She has held a range of director-level roles in both MI6, the Foreign Intelligence Agency, and MI5, the Domestic Security and Counterintelligence Agency. Having experience in both of these key agencies is a huge advantage. MI6 focuses on external threats, intelligence gathering abroad, while MI5 focuses on domestic security and counterintelligence. Her deep understanding of both sides of the national security coin will help her gain a holistic view, better coordinate between agencies and make more strategic decisions. 2.3. Technology and Innovation Expert, MI6 AQ. Currently, Metreweli is the Director General of MI6 AQ Department, responsible for technology and innovation. This position is really important in the modern intelligence landscape. The world is changing rapidly with the explosion of technology, from artificial intelligence, cybersecurity to advanced surveillance technologies. The fact that someone with a strong background in this field is placed at the top shows that MI6 is moving strongly towards technology to deal with new threats. Sir Richard Moore has also praised her as a highly capable intelligence officer and leader, and one of the leading thinkers on technology. This shows that she not only understands technology but also has a strategic vision for how it can be applied to intelligence work. We will discuss this role in more detail later. But it is important to remember that her technological leadership will be key to MI6 maintaining its edge in an increasingly digital and cyber-attack-prone world. 2.4. Educational background and operational experience. In terms of education, Metreweli studied social anthropology at Cambridge University. This is an interesting detail. Social anthropology is not directly related to intelligence technology or tactics, but it equips students with the ability to deeply understand culture, society, human behavior and group dynamics. In intelligence work, understanding the psychology, culture of the target and the environment in which they operate is extremely important. This may explain why she has spent the majority of her career in operational roles in the Middle East and Europe. This real-world experience, combined with her academic background in people and society, has certainly equipped her with unique skills to analyze intelligence and make decisions in complex situations. 2.5. Peer recognition and appreciation. Another detail that shows Metreweli's ability is that she is highly regarded by her peers. Internal credibility is extremely important for a leader in a secretive and highly trustworthy environment such as intelligence. Last year, she was also made a Companion of the Order of St. Michael and St. George in recognition of her outstanding service to the Foreign Service. In her statement, Metreweli said she was proud and honored to be asked to lead my agency. She also reaffirmed the vital role MI6 along with MI5 and GCHQ plays in keeping the British people safe and promoting the UK's interests abroad. She looked forward to continuing that work alongside the brave officers and agents of MI6 and our international partners. This shows her commitment and clear vision for this noble task. 3. Why is this appointment historic? This is a very important question, and it goes beyond Metreweli's gender. 3.1. Breaking barriers at MI6. As mentioned, MI6, also known as the Secret Intelligence Service, SIS, has never had a female leader since its establishment in 1909. Metreweli's appointment is a significant milestone, indicating a change in the perception and advancement opportunities for women in traditionally closed and masculine national security organizations. It sends a strong message of gender equality and leadership based on merit, regardless of gender. 3.2. Comparison with sister agencies. While MI6 is the last agency to have a female leader, other British sister agencies have been a step ahead. MI5 has been led by two women, Stella Rimington and Eliza Manningham Buller. GCHQ, the Signals Intelligence Agency, has also appointed Anne Keast Butler as its first female head in 2023. This reflects a general trend in the British intelligence community towards diversifying leadership and recognizing the capabilities of women at the highest levels. The fact that MI6 is finally following suit completes the picture of a more modern and diverse British intelligence community. 3.3. Life imitates art. The James Bond connection. This is an aspect that I personally find extremely interesting, and I am sure that James Bond fans will also be extremely interested. The source described Metreweli's appointment as a case of life imitating art. Why? Because until now, a female intelligence leader at the head of MI6 has only appeared in James Bond films. We may immediately recall Dame Judi Dench as M, the fictional head of MI6, in the film, instead of C as in real life. She played this iconic role for the entire 17 years of the series, from 1995 to 2015. So the fact that a real woman took over MI6 was a huge event for popular culture and the way the public viewed the spy world.
Xin chào quý vị bà
It
con.
blurred the lines between fiction and reality in a fascinating way. 4. The role of Q and its importance in modern intelligence. Blaise Metreweli currently runs MI6, a technology division known as Q Section. The name Q is also a convention in the James Bond films, where 007's quartermaster, most recently played by Ben Whishaw, is referred to as Q. 4.1. Fictional versus real Q. The real Q in the movies, Q is the tech genius who creates all sorts of spy gadgets, from laser watches to invisible cars. In real life, Q is the department responsible for technology and innovation, a very important and real role. Interestingly, although Q has never been a woman in the more than 60 years of the Bond series, in real life at least 2 women, including Metreweli, have held the job. This is not just a coincidence, but also shows that, although popular culture may be slow to catch on, real-life intelligence organizations have recognized and empowered female talent in advanced technical fields. 4.2. The importance of technology in intelligence. The appointment of Metreweli, a technology expert, as head of MI6 underscores an undeniable truth: technology is the future of intelligence. Modern threats come not only from traditional adversaries but also from non-state actors, terrorist groups, and especially cyber attacks. Cyber warfare. Hackers have sophisticated cyber plots to disrupt our public services. This is an existential threat that can cripple critical infrastructure, steal sensitive information, and cause chaos. Technology espionage. Aggressors sending spy ships into our waters, shows that traditional intelligence operations are also being upgraded with advanced technology. A visionary and technologically savvy leader like Metreweli will be an invaluable asset as MI6 develops defensive and offensive cyber capabilities, using big data, artificial intelligence, and emerging technologies to maintain an edge in information warfare and national security. She will likely lead MI6 not only in intelligence gathering, but also in developing new tools and methods to deal with a rapidly changing world. 5. The C Convention and the public profile of the head of Michigan 6. Internally, the head of MI6 is referred to as the C. Interestingly, the C is the only officer in the agency whose name is publicly acknowledged. Previously, the head of MI6 operated in the shadows. However, according to sources, the C is gradually gaining a more public profile, with speeches and even social media posts. This reflects a shift in the perspective of intelligence agencies. While secrecy remains at the core of their operations, having a public face can help increase transparency, within limits, build trust with the public and government. Improving image. Attracting new talent, especially those with technical expertise. Sending a message, letting adversaries know that the agency is strong and ready to respond to threats. Metreweli continuing this trend, as the first female C, will certainly bring a fresh and inspiring image to MI6. 6. Sir Richard Moore's legacy and the transition of power. Blaise Metreweli will take over from Sir Richard Moore, who has served nearly 5 years in the C role. He took office in September 2020. 5 years is traditionally considered the maximum tenure for British intelligence chiefs, after which they typically move into the consulting and private sector. 6.1. Diplomatic profile. Unlike Metreweli, who spent his entire career in MI5 and MI6, Sir Richard Moore was a relatively distinguished appointment, having been a diplomat. He spent nearly 4 years as ambassador to Turkey and built a strong relationship with the country's president, Recep Tayyip Erdogan. This diplomatic background may have helped him in building international relations and running MI6 in a complex geopolitical context. 6.2. International crises under Moore during his tenure. MI6 under Moore's leadership was involved in a series of major international crises. It is particularly noteworthy that the agency issued a series of public and private warnings about Vladimir Putin's intentions to invade Ukraine in the lead-up to the full-scale invasion in February 2022. This demonstrates MI6's ability to collect and analyze accurate intelligence under Moore's leadership, providing vital information to the UK government and its allies. Sir Richard Moore's warm welcome to Metreweli, praising her as a highly capable intelligence officer and leader, and one of the world's leading thinkers on technology, suggests a smooth transition of power and mutual recognition between intelligence leaders. 7. The unprecedented threat landscape and MI6 a role as Prime Minister Starmer has stressed. Metreweli's appointment comes at a time when the UK is facing threats on an unprecedented scale. We need to look more closely at these threats and how MI6 under Metreweli will respond. 7.1. Threats from the sea and cyberspace. 2 specific examples given are aggressors sending spy ships into our waters, and sophisticated cyber attempts by hackers to disrupt our public services. Spy ships. This refers to traditional intelligence operations but with modern technology, aimed at gathering information about the UK's military, civilian, or critical maritime infrastructure. This could be surveillance, reconnaissance, or even preparation for potential disruptive actions. Having spy ships operating near the UK coast is a clear sign of increased tension and national security challenges. Cyber attacks. This is an invisible but equally devastating threat. Cyber attacks can target power systems, hospitals, banks, transportation networks, or other public services. Widespread paralysis and chaos. Cyber attacks could be used by rival states or terrorist groups as a tool of asymmetric warfare. 7.2. MI6 a role in the new landscape. In this context, the role of MI6 becomes extremely important. Metreweli has affirmed, MI6 plays a vital role, alongside MI5 and GCHQ, in keeping the British people safe and promoting the UK's interests abroad. Keeping people safe. This includes gathering intelligence on terrorist plots from abroad, preventing espionage, and dealing with cyber threats of international origin. Advancing the UK's interests abroad. This could involve supporting UK foreign policy, protecting UK citizens and economic interests abroad, and working with international partners to counter common threats. With a deep background in technology and innovation, Metreweli is expected to enhance MI6's ability to detect, analyze and respond to high-tech threats. She is likely to prioritize investment in digital intelligence tools, training personnel in cybersecurity, and developing new strategies to counter hostile cyber actors. Global significance. 8.1. What this appointment means for women in security. The appointment of Blaise Metreweli is not just domestic news for the UK, it sends a strong global message. It is an inspiration to millions of women around the world, especially those who are looking to pursue careers in fields traditionally dominated by men, such as intelligence, military, and security. It demonstrates that competence and dedication have no gender barriers. This can encourage more women to enter these important professions, thereby increasing the diversity and effectiveness of organizations. Diversity in leadership is not only a matter of equity, but also brings more creative perspectives, approaches, and solutions to complex problems. 8.2. Michigan 6. In the new geopolitical landscape, the world is witnessing major geopolitical changes, great power competition. The rise of new powers and increasing tensions between blocs. Hybrid warfare, the combination of military conflict, cyber attacks, information warfare, and political interference. New weapons technology, the development of artificial intelligence, autonomous weapons, and space technology. In this context, the role of MI6, under Metreweli's leadership, will be paramount in providing strategic intelligence to the British government to make foreign and security decisions. She will face great pressure to keep MI6 one step ahead of its competitors, ensuring that the agency has the capabilities and technology to protect British interests in a volatile global environment. 8.3. The balance between secrecy and openness. Another interesting aspect is the balance between the secretive nature of an intelligence agency and the increasingly public nature of its head. C is the only one whose identity is publicly known. This creates a challenge. How to build trust with the public and demonstrate leadership without revealing too much sensitive information about the agency's operations. Metreweli will have to navigate this aspect delicately, maintaining the secrecy necessary for MI6 operations while still remaining representative and inspiring. Your YouTuber's closing words. So there we have it, a recap, an analysis, and an extended commentary on this historic event, from Blaise Metreweli's current role as Q to the national security challenges facing the UK. Everything points to her being an extremely suitable and promising choice. The fact that a woman of exceptional ability, with extensive experience in both domestic and foreign intelligence, and a technology expert, is placed at the top of one of the world's leading intelligence agencies is a positive sign of continued change and progress. This is truly a new era for MI6. And I am excited to follow Blaise Metreweli's steps as C of MI6. This is not only symbolic, but also has profound practical implications for British national security and the status of women in leadership roles. What do you think of this appointment? Is it a major turning point for MI6? And do you see any other interesting similarities between the spy world in movies and in real life? Leave your comments below. If you find this video useful and interesting, don't forget to like. Share this video with your friends and especially subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any in-depth analysis videos in the future. Thank you very much for watching. And see you in the next videos. Goodbye.